Jeremy on your left, Ryan on your right. Ryan back in the saddle.
Yes. Originally, I believe from the Kansas City area.
Correct.
Lives in Denver now. He and I actually played a little bit of adult softball together a couple of years ago.
That sounds fun. Thanks for the invite. Here's Monastery Swift Spear. Off that's definitely your day. That's a mountain. That's your mountain right
These
there.
are the cards.
Yeah. Are those your sleeves?
No.
I didn't think so. There's no way you'd play with those sleeves.
Yeah.
You strike me as someone who just plays with just black sleeves.
No, I prefer red or blue. I find the black to get nail marked too easily.
Blue?
Yeah. The black ones, they have issues with markings.
Okay. Mountain, a chain lightning. Prowess, attack. Gonna kill Deathrite Shaman because it's a good magic card. We're gonna go back over to Jeremy.
It's got 2 copies of Price of Progress, it looks like, as the leftovers.
Here's a Misty Rainforest. Jeremy will pass the turn back. Jeremy does have access to Abrupt Decay in his deck. Picked up another Chain Lightning, did Ryan.
Bang him. Let him know.
There's Chain Lightning. let him know it's nice.
Let him know.
Gonna fetch here, we're Jeremy.
And let's see what are the counter spells in here. We got
forces. That's
just forces.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Ryan is under the assumption he's playing against a Delver deck or a larger, Leovold style deck, you obviously want to be careful and cautious here. His spot's pretty good. Now, Daigle being able to fetch a forest here is a little rough for O'Connor, as his leftovers are 2 copies of Price of Progress. But still, he's not playing against a whole lot of soft counters, not much in the way of discard. His position is not bad.
I'm gonna let you do the breakdown here. Give everybody, there's an Abrupt Decay.
What are the basic counts here? 1 of each?
I got 1 forest, 1 island, 1 swamp.
If you sign up for the 4 p.m. Modern Challenge,
down goes the Swift Spear. Daigle kind of stabilizing at 13 here. There's another basic, that's trouble. And now here's Shardless Agent. I'm gonna go Cascading. No Force of Will, oh boy. Collective Brew? Modes? Yeah, this is not great for the burn player.
Yeah, this is rough.
Gonna escalate here too? Duress and Digna? Yeah, there goes Misty. So yeah, gain 2, deal 2, and then Duressia.
And now Daigle can also be really cautious about the way that he fetches, as he's aware of Price of Progress.
Indeed.
He's at 15, so O'Connor needs quite a few spells here.
And maybe the first step is Nidalon of the Great Revel. You didn't get a great look at that draw.
It's Goblin Guide, I believe.
Okay.
No, it's a Rift Bolt.
Looks like he's going after the Shardless Agent. A little surprised by that?
A little bit. I think you got to, first of all, you guys got to make sure you're with enough of a critical mass here to be able to finish out the game. The other is, with Searing Blaze in the deck, you kind of want to leave the innocuous creatures around.
Baleful Strix now going to be found out for Shardless Agent, so now Jeremy will draw a card. Picked up a Sylvan Library. There's a Verdant Catacombs. That can search up a swamp.
Yep.
But I think that Verdant Catacombs is actually going to be locked for a green source for the card Alurin, since there's only 1 basic forest here. So a Trop or a Bayou. We know O'Connor has a Mountain and a Price of Progress. Looks like a Chain Lightning too. Now, I think there are some creatures worth killing. The one that comes to mind mostly is Deathrite Shaman. But I think you just kind of got to go upstairs with these burn spells.
Yeah, I was down with the Chain Lightning on the first turn. You got to make sure, you just got to make sure that you're drawing really heavy to Searing Blaze.
Mm-hmm. He's going to Chain Lightning a Shardless Agent. Has to turn back. Back to Jeremy we go. A Volrath Stronghold. We're not going to kill any more creatures.
Well, I don't even know if Daigle's willing to deploy that.
Because of price?
because he knows about Price of Progress. He might try to leave it in hand for a little bit. I mean, you're at 15. Your position's so good. What's the rush here, you know?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go back over to O'Connor now. He's drawn an Eidolon of the Great Revel. I think that actually is a really good draw. So here is Eidolon.
Yep, this is a great spot for Eidolon.
Pass the turn back. Sylvan Library activation here, of course. So long as Jeremy remembers. Take a look at the top couple of cards. Looks like another Sylvan Library among them.
Man of War and a couple lands.
Okay. So Jeremy's found a card he's happy with. Also does have Abrupt Decay in hand. I'll go back over to O'Connor now. He'll draw. Didn't get a great look at that draw step. You know, we know he's got Mountain and Price of Progress. And now he's got Goblin Guide. There will be a trigger. Connor's going to fall down to 15. We're all tied up. Goblin Guide is thinking red zone. Trigger here. Let's take a look at Jeremy's top card. That is a Misty Rainforest that's going to go to the hand. So a freebie, which means the Sylvan Library just got a little bit better. Baleful Strix will trade with the guide. And now we're going to see the decay. 2 damage will be dealt to Jeremy. Going to fall down to 13.
I really like that Daigle's been really disciplined about not taking an extra point of damage when he doesn't have to. I like holding back the Volrath Stronghold. I like not casting the Mana War last turn. Just he's clearly putting a premium on preserving his life total.
He's going to go down to 12 now. Knows exactly what's in O'Connor's hand. And he'll get a basic Swamp. Again, with Misty Rainforest in hand as well, that means that Jeremy has the ability to actually play a Learn. That will not be a problem. And then perhaps we see some fireworks here in a minute. Sylvan Library. Just a couple of lands. Nothing really great there, so he'll take a Misty Rainforest.
Please meet your judge at the gathering point.
Play a Misty. And pass the turn back over to O'Connor. So not a lot going on for either player here. O'Connor would love to find another Eidolon. Goblin Guide, something that attacks perhaps. Just picked up a Wooded Foothills for the turn. So I'll just pass the turn back. So we're going to go over to Jeremy, who will sacrifice his Misty Rainforest, fall down to 11.
So he wants to shuffle here because he knows the top 2 cards of his deck right now are fetch lands. I wonder if Daigle's going to fail to find. He's out of basics. He's got enough mana to work with. And he's got no counterspell for the Price of Progress.
Nope.
Yeah, he's just willing to take a shuffle here. I like
that answers your question.
Yeah, he understands what the stakes are here.
Yeah, no reason to really search Batropa or Savannah or anything like that. Have another non-basic on the battlefield.
He's got 4 mana. He can cast his Learn if he draws it.
Well, he'll have to play another green source.
Sure, but you can.
But he has one in his hand. Like
right.
he's holding a land. He's holding a fetch land that can find a Savannah or a Bayou or a Trop to be able to go off. Force of Will among the cards. There's also Collective Brutality there. These 2 brutalities, they are here for the right matchup, I'll tell you that much.
Yep.
Not a main deck card often in Legacy, but sometimes you get that right pairing. And here's Collective Brutality with Escalate once again.
Yeah. So if he's duressing and gaining 2, I think O'Connor's last card in hand is a land, so we're just going to see him cast his 1 spell and then washes out from the the 2 that is gained through the brutality.
Yep. So Collective Brutality doesn't get a lot of work done there, but it's better than nothing. There's Volrash Stronghold.
And now with having bled out the price of progress, as he's willing to play a second non-basic land here, start getting the shard volley, the Shardless Agents back.
O'Connor will pass. Volrash Stronghold activation. You mentioned Shardless Agent, that's exactly what he'll put on top. That'll be the draw there for Jeremy. Not even going to use the Sylvan Library, but knows the other 2 cards that are underneath it, so. Now it's time to use this Shardless Agent. Time to Cascade. You do need a green and a blue for that, so they fix the mana there. Trigger Cascade, Recruiter of the Guard, Force of Will, Tropical Island. O'Connor's going to take a moment to read Recruiter of the Guard. There's Deathrite Shaman. This game just keeps getting harder and harder.
Yeah, I think O'Connor needs Searing Blaze on this draw step to keep himself in the game. He has to get the Deathrite Shaman off the battlefield. With the resource advantage that Daigle has, if he starts gaining 2, O'Connor's not going to be able to get back in.
O'Connor draws a card, did not get a great look. It's a Monastery Swiftspear. There's a Chain Lightning in hand too. Here is Chain Lightning to take care of the Deathrite Shaman. 2-power Monastery Swiftspear coming on in. Daigle's going to fall down to 9.
I'm not sure I would have taken that hit if I was Daigle.
He's starting to get into range a little bit.
I don't know, you got a really big resource advantage. You're not that close to closing out the game here. Oh, I guess what you can do. I'm wondering if you're supposed to. Are you supposed to consider just Volrash Strongholding back
Deathrite?
the Deathrite Shaman straight away?
Yeah, that's the big question. Allurin on top of the deck now.
I guess it just depends how close you are to where you think you're winning. If the game's going on for a long time, I think you've got a block there. If not, you think you're not at risk of O'Connor just peeling 3 bolts, then sure.
Here's a Baleful Strix. Draw a card. Picked up an Allurin. Mana War, summon Mana War. Bounce the Monastery Swiftspear, and now Shardless Agent will come across for 2. O'Connor's going to fall down to 11. We go over to O'Connor now. Looks like he picked up another land.
I think that will do it.
There's Swiftspear, pass the turn back. Gonna go over to Daigle. Allurin in hand, Force of Will, more importantly, the top card. We do know there will be a Sylvan Library activation, but good options here. Some pretty good attackers here too. I think everything can get in relatively safely, though that might be a little aggressive.
Yeah, the problem with attacking with everything is if O'Connor drew a spell, like let's say his last card's Lightning Bolt, then you lose one of your attackers to a prowess trigger and take damage on the way back, or he just takes the hit and cracks back. Both scenarios seem bad enough and reasonably likely enough that just hang back.
Look at Volrash Stronghold going to work like it's 97.
Yeah.
Gonna get a Shardless Agent on top. Daigle will play Shardless Agent.
So does Daigle have a blue card to pair with this Force of Will?
We'll see in a moment as he goes by he goes cascading here by 2 Allurins, Force of Will. There's a Baleful Strix. I do not think so.
So at 9, he's not at risk of being killed by 2 spells, as long as he doesn't deploy another non-basic land.
Yeah, I believe the other card in hand is a copy of Allurin.
Because if you play the Polluted Delta, then you're at risk of Price of Progress plus Fire Blast killing you. If you don't do anything, it requires 3 spells.
Agent and Strix going to deal 3. O'Connor down to 6. O'Connor down to 5.
Little bit of operations here. If you want to do this fetch lane, I don't know where we are in the turn. You want to do it on the upkeep. So if you
Because
draw
of
a
a
Searing
Blaze
Blaze,
effect?
then you've triggered landfall.
Goblin Guide in hand. Arid Mesa 2. Lightning Bolt as well. So there's Goblin Guide. This is Lightning Bolts. I think on Baleful Strix. Yep. Tackle both. Daigle will do at least some blocking, I think, here. Yep. Gonna jump in front of Monastery Sorcerer because I can deal the most damage, down to 7. See O'Connor at 5, I believe, here.
Yeah, and it preserves lethal on the way back here for Daigle too.
If he's willing to attack with everything. Draw a card. Let's make it a couple here, actually. There's Tropical Island.
Well, Daigle has Force of Will and 5 mana here, so he can just go to combat, attack against 1 card in hand.
Also true. There's Polluted Delta. And I believe we are going to see an Allurn be cast here. So he took Recruiter to the Guard and he can go for the infinite combo.
I mean, this is not, I mean, this line that he selected here, if his last cards are Imperial Recruiter plus Force of Will?
Yeah, he's got Recruiter to the Guard and Force of Will.
So he would just die to Price of Progress. This seems unnecessarily risky. Against 1 card in hand, if you just go and attack for 5 with a counterspell, I don't know what goes wrong.
There's nothing really can go wrong. Yeah, this is unnecessarily risky, no doubt.
And if he has something like Sudden Shock, some weirdo card, all right, cool, post-combat play Allure and combo out.
Yep. So here's how it works. We're going to get a couple copies of Recruiter to the Guard. The next card should be Dreamstalker, if memory serves. I haven't done this for a couple of years. It's actually going to be Cavern Harpy.
Go get Parasitic Strix, and O'Connor already saw the Parasitic Strix as a reveal off of the Cascades earlier, so he knows what's coming. Gonna let that one go.
Yep, they are without Dreamstalker nowadays, actually. They have 2 Cavern Harpies. Recruiter the Guard can find the rest of the combo, which is Parasitic Strix and Cavern Harpy, and hopefully we'll get to see more of it in game number 2. But for now, Jeremy Daigle does win game number 1 here over Ryan O'Connor. Allurn up a game over Burn. Both players will go to the drawing boards. We'll do that in just a moment, but first, a couple of words from our sponsors.
Go.
We are back. Dr. Phillips, Patrick Sullivan here in the booth at SCG Worcester Open Weekend at SCG Tour, hashtag SCGWOR all weekend for your tweets. As we're getting ready to watch game number 2 here between Jeremy Daigle and Ryan O'Connor Allurin. Up a game right now over Burn. Well, we take a look at O'Connor's sideboard. He's got 4 cards right away that are going to be good here, and 4 Power Static Pillar. You see the 3 Searing Blood, 2 Exquisite Firecraft, 2 Smash Smithereens, 2 Sulfuric Vortex, a Grim Lavamancer, and a Power Blast. Actually, a couple of goodies here, Burn Man.
Yeah, the 4 Pillars, the 3 Searing Bloods, and the Grim Lavamancer are all great. And if you've got 8 cards you're willing to cut, that's a very easy set of upgrades. I would not bring in Pyroblast in this matchup, but certainly there are some blue cards on the other side.
On the other side of things here for Jeremy, he's got 2 Thoughtseize, a Containment Priest, Carpet of Flowers, Golgari Charm, Flusterstorm, to the Slaughter, Mindbreak Trap, Thalia Guardian of Thraben, Fairy Macabre, Grafdigger's Cage, Liliana the Last Hope, Scavenging Goose, Reclamation Sage, and maybe the best of the bunch, Umezawa's Jite.
So the Jite, the Scavenging Ooze, the Thalia, and the Flusterstorm are the best here. Reclamation Sage, I think is fine to bring in because Eidolon the Revel is such a problematic card for Allurin, and it has a nice little extra bonus here as O'Connor is also on Pyrostatic Pillar in the board.
So those are the options for both players. We will see how they like to sideboard here for game number 2. But in the meantime, we do want to talk a little bit about SCG Game Night, the very popular promotion. We're here in the month of March. It's not a one-toed spectacle. It's 2 of them.
Head over to go.starcitygames.com/game night. Find out more information about Game Night. Every month, Star City Games produces new pins and tokens. These kits get sent to the stores. They're signed up for Game Night. And then these stores run Game Night however they want to. Any day of the week, any format, just players in store on a regular basis for some fun and friendly Magic. The 2-toed spectacle, as Sarah just mentioned, that's what we're playing for in March. And then in April, we've got 3 Brave Mice. And then in May, Feline Focus. Again, go.starcitygames.com/game night. Find more information. Find the game night closest to you. Stores, if you want to get signed up, contact your Star City Games in-store play representative.
Any chance one can have a sloth as a pet? Is that? You think that's doable?
I don't know if they can be domesticated.
Okay. I'd like to be able to do that. Sloths seem kind of sweet. The Hippo Dream has been declared dead. I know you just can't.
You found that out?
Yeah. Not like personally.
What do you
can't?
What do you mean found out?
Well, it would be a bad idea.
Why?
They would grow to murder you.
Oh, you mean a domestic hippo?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's so bad. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They're also miserable creatures.
Oh, stop it. No, they're not. They strike me as very friendly.
They are not. They are not. They are not.
Okay.
They are really dangerous, really violent, really unfriendly.
I believe they kill like the most people per year, whatever. There's some stat.
Yeah.
Look, I understand that they're not. Well, it's because we agitate them.
Yep.
That's what it is. Have we considered being nice to them?
I'm not assigning blame.
Okay.
I'm saying O'Connor's hand here looks fantastic.
That's dead.
That's going to be dead, and you're going to take 3, and then you're going to take 2 more.
Hell
yeah! Here we go.
Another searing effect. Well, what is this?
No, I think he wants to play Guide plus Bolt.
Okay.
I want to get the 2-mana card out of the hand.
Yeah, I want to get the 2-mana card out. That Bolt can go to the Nug.
That's game.
Yep.
Going to game 3.
It's been announced over, folks.
Ring the bell.
Yeah,
We're done.
it's been
We're
announced
done.
over.
There's not. Look at his hand.
Here, I'll go ahead and get the sound effects ready here for you. Get you the ham horn.
Yeah.
How's that? Is that good?
You get me the rap
Is
horn.
that good? Get you the rap horn.
Any searing blood on Deathray Shaman, just give me the rap
Get you the rap
horn.
horn? Gotcha. We can make that happen.
Oh, is that a creature?
It does appear to be a Baleful Strix, yes.
So he's going to go to 8. After that's all said and done, at best case scenario, he's on 8. Maybe he's lucky. And then O'Connor's hand has 2 bolts in the Goblin Guide.
Anybody's game. This is just what you live for. This is it.
Well, definitely my favorite is losing game 1 to a creature deck and then just bringing in all the bloods. And then sitting there and they're looking at their hand and they start tapping mana and you're like, you're dead.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna cast all creature. I don't really care what it is.
You're gonna play a creature with 2 toughness. That's gonna die,
Yeah.
and then so are you.
Yeah. Get the air horn ready.
Don't worry, it's so nice, I'll play it twice.
Yeah.
It's probably the most used app on my phone. So,
I believe it.
yeah. There's Baleful Strix. Even gets to draw a card.
Ryan just can't wait to untap.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah. Yes. You draw.
Yeah, that's in.
You can draw 3 cards with Baleful Strix. That's fine. That's fine. We have a question, perhaps. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. You draw.
Yeah. You draw.
Yep.
Yeah. He just couldn't wait to untap. He was so excited.
Oh, he drew a Jitte. That's pretty
card.
exciting. You pair it with a creature.
I'm gonna probably do this again.
Ryan,
I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change
blood.
too much.
You want to leave your hand with just a bunch of 1s left over.
I wouldn't change too much. He's not listening. Rift Bolt on suspend. There's a Lightning Bolt going to come in for 2. I would prefer to see a Searing Blood that turn.
Well, I think the argument is he's going to present something you can Searing Blood. And the Rift Bolt, when you don't have 3 mana, it's set back a turn. So getting that out of your hand is pretty valuable.
Here's Brainstorm, very powerful Magic card. Well, the thing, I want to get as many 2-mana spells out of my hand as possible so I can play, if I draw a 3rd land, I can play 3 spells next turn.
Yeah, in general, I agree. The line that O'Connor's taking also kind of, it makes it very likely he gets to pair the Rift Bolt coming off suspend with a Swift Spear Prowess trigger that will connect because he's got the Searing Blood left over.
Well, there's a very powerful Vorash Stronghold. Very long ways away from Allure in this
He's got
game.
Brutality. We might need the Air Horn, but
the
other
opposite
way.
for Allure fans. Gotcha. There you go. There you go. We're at a new dimension to the broadcast.
Yeah.
It's not a fun card to play against, Ryan. I know you've been away for a little while.
It's okay. I mean, it's not good, you know.
Gonna lose a card here. Either the blood or the bolt.
I think since you saw Collective Brutality in the first game, though, that's got to be sort of the thing that tips it over the line to cast the Searing Blood.
Mm-hmm.
Just, like, you just need to cast your best spell.
There goes Lightning Bolt. Now he can potentially strand you with Searing Blood.
Yeah.
That's the other concern. Rift Bolt will come off suspend. Lightning Bolt the draw. Here's Goblin
Fire
Guy.
Blast, even better.
That was a Fire Blast? Pardon me. Trigger Thalia.
And no white mana?
No, it doesn't look like it.
Sweet.
A couple copies of Cavern Harpy in hand, though.
Jeremy needs these brutalities have like a 3rd, 4th, and 5th mode. It's just so many cards.
Can you Harpy back a Collective Brutality? I'm going to go over to Jeremy. He's going to draw that Thalia in a minute.
I mean, his hand's a Jitte and then 2 Cavern Harpies and Thalia.
And now an uncastable Thalia.
That is nice.
See, there's a Jitte. O'Connor with a mountain strategy. Attack, trigger, Parasitic Strix.
So the Strix here, not great for Daigle, as his plan here was to strand the Searing Blood in hand. Asking a lot for him just to run a 2/2 for 3 out there.
He can still strand it. Just don't cast the Strix. He's going to play it.
Get the Air Horn.
Get the Air Horn? Okay. Okay, 1 second. It's on demand, don't worry. I'm only playing it once Searing Blood resolves, just so you know. There you go.
And now the guide hits him down to 1, and then you can Fire Blast him because Force of Will doesn't even cover it.
There you go. In, trigger, get your info on the way out.
So yeah, see whatever.
Misty Rainforest.
Oh,
Mountain
nice.
El Kabongo. There is a Fire Blast. Ryan O'Connor going to win game number 2 here with a little help from the old Air Horn against Jeremy Daigle. Burn, Allurin. They're going to get ready here for game number 3. Well, we'll take a look at the sideboards one more time. You can already see Jeremy going back to the drawing board, so we can do the same. And while they work on that, we're going to work on this. Game number 3 about to underway here between Ryan O'Connor and Jeremy Daigle. But Patrick, a little question here from Andrew Kelm on Twitter. You briefly spoke about Antiques Roadshow, is that what it's called? He says, your views on Antiques Roadshow make me believe you're a man who thoroughly enjoys watching people hit the whammies and press your luck or hit bankrupt in Wheel of Fortune.
Absolutely, yes. No question.
So how do you feel? Did you ever see the documentary of the guy who broke Pressure Luck?
No.
Yeah, there's a guy who figured out how the whole thing works, and he just never hit a whammy.
Sick.
Ever, yeah. He I don't know how he play tested it or whatever, but yeah, there's like a doc about it. Never whammied ever. Which I kind of love, actually. I think it's pretty great. O'Connor's got Grim Lava Mancer. That's a good card in this matchup.
Yes, it is.
It's definitely
a lot of
card.
Searing Bloods. This is a great hand here for O'Connor. Potentially a problem if Daigle has Collective Brutality. Because you know. Well, you know. I mean, you've seen it. And it looks like O'Connor's brought in the Smash to Smithereens. I was wondering if he was going to bring it in. There are some targets here, and the Strix and
Cheetah.
Yeah, I think Cheetah puts it over the line. You can maybe bring in just against all the fake artifact creatures, like Charlotte's Agent and Baleful Strix and Parasitic Strix. Umezawa's Cheetah is probably a good enough reason just to bring in the Smash, especially on the draw. I kind of like cutting the creatures because Aloran's so good at blocking.
It's great at blocking.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to want a card like Goblin Guide out.
Right.
You're a Charlotte's Agent, by the way.
So just bring in more removal.
What are we cascading into?
This is especially the case because O'Connor has Pyrostatic Pillar, so he has some cards to do some really heavy lifting.
Here's Baleful Strix. That'll draw a copy of Abrupt Decay. So Jeremy's off to a great start. Rift Bolt. Where's that headed?
I mean, it has to be the Deathrite Shaman, I would assume.
Deathrite it is.
Wow, wow.
Here's Mountain.
I do not like playing the Pyrostatic Pillar.
I think you're too far behind to do that.
Yeah. Because Aloran can actually, beat down and races a little bit. I would actually send in the Swift Spear. I would play Swift Spear in attack. I think it was important there for Ryan to attack with the Swift Spear as the first order of business.
Okay.
Because if he blocks with the Charlotte's Agent, it's really risky because you could lose it for nothing to a Prowess trigger. He probably blocks with the Baleful Strix. Then you play your Grim Lava Mancer, and now you have 2 cards in your graveyard.
Sure.
And now you're ready to go.
Here comes Shardless.
But now he's just not going to put it's unlikely the Swift Spear gets better than just trading with the Baleful Strix because his hand's so chunky. It's so many 2s. Well, if you don't have any fetch lands and you're tight on mana, then what's the Lava Mancer worth, I suppose?
Yeah, I was curious if he was going to make this play. This is interesting. Now we draw.
Missed land drop there. That's brutal.
Yeah, now here's Searing Blood. The Horn's going to stay at home. The Horn's going to stay at home right now.
O'Connor's doing it. If Daigle misses his land drop next turn and O'Connor can put the
pillar
on the battlefield, we're almost done.
Then we can get the Horn back.
And Daigle's only drawing to so many lands in his deck too because his color mana situation's a little sketchy.
It's true. Drew a Trop. Pretty big draw.
So a Trop allows him to cast Abrupt Decay. That's something, but he can't cast the white cards in his hand.
Let's see what this is. Another Charlotte's Agent. What's this bring along with it? Oh boy.
That's actually not the worst thing. I think, as long as O'Connor can keep the creatures mostly contained, much better that than a Deathrite Shaman, a Baleful Strix, almost anything. I know it's dangerous, but...
Another Searing Blood.
I
think we're going to cast that one. Yeah. In for, that's 5 total.
That's 5.
That's 5 again.
Look at the leftovers.
Smash Smithereens, Searing Blaze, Pyrostatic Pillar. There's some goodies left over there. Mana War's not bad.
Not a bad draw.
There's another Charlotte's Agent. Yep, a couple of them. Let's see what this one brings. Not Force of Will. Baleful Strix pretty good. Draw a card. Picked up a copy of Deathrite. Don't think there's another land there for Jeremy, unfortunately for him. Pass the turn back over to O'Connor. We're going to go. He'll draw. Fire Blast.
So you can attack if you Searing Blood the Baleful Strix or smash it. If he chump blocks with the Shardless Agent, that's fine. And if he doesn't, you just go for the kill.
Yeah. You go. He's not dead, but you go for the kill.
No, he's on 6 now. He drew Fire Blast.
I'm saying Force of Will.
Oh, you had to go for it. Yeah, it's not a lock.
Yeah.
It's not a lock. Yeah,
So he's going to block, so you don't have to do anything now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's fine too.
Yeah.
You know.
Back to Jeremy will go. He's at 6. He just wants his GT to wear something. Drew a Force of Will. It's a big draw. That's a big draw.
Yeah, but I don't know if he can, you know, can he survive Ryan on tapping with his mana next turn? Because any blocker's likely just to get mowed down is part of the problem.
This looks like it's going to be Deathrite Shaman. Will Deathrite Shaman wear a GT? It will. Force of Will is protection for Jeremy. Jeremy looking to come back as Ryan is untapping very quickly. He'll draw a card. Drew another Searing Blaze. He has another Smash to Smithereens. Force of Will is going to bring Jeremy down to 5.
I think you still have to attack here because he's gonna get well, I guess what you could do, I guess you can Fire Blast the Deathrite Shaman and hope that, but his hand's all 2s.
Yeah, no way.
You had to attack here because Daigle's gonna untap and attack you. This way you at least get the Deathrite Shaman off the table.
Yep, which I like.
If he no blocks, then your Fire Blast might kill him.
Well, there's your block.
Yeah, I mean, yep.
2 charge counters on GT. Not going to use it to kill Swift Spear. Not yet, at least. Allurin might be in hand here. Is this another Shardless Agent? Yeah. Boy, Shardless Agent's pretty good. Cascade again, 2 bodies.
And you know, you can see O'Connor's reaction here. He needs a lot of he needs a lot of material to keep up in the game.
Yeah. There's a Scavenging Ooze. You got to kill Scavenging Ooze now. That's next on the hit list. Is he going to use this to kill Swift Spear?
I think he's going up to 9. He's got blockers. He doesn't need it. O'Connor's still drawing very heavy here.
Land's pretty important here for Ryan. Yeah. I will say that. That was a Chain Lightning. Seen worse draws.
I mean, you can chain the Scavenging Ooze and attack. And if Daigle no blocks, you kill him with the Fire Blast, I think. No, you're actually, are you short?
You're short. Chain Scavenging Ooze, attack for 2, puts you to, nope, that's 7 damage total. So here's your attack.
If you signed up to play with Mentor Pod number 7,
I mean, if Daigle blocks, it's a huge win.
There's your block. Okay.
Now you're out of the woods on that Jite.
Yep.
It's really dangerous for Daigle to take the hit there. It would be better for him, but he doesn't know that.
Well, the thing about Daigle's hand is he has Allurin and Recruiter the Guard.
Right,
hand,
yeah.
So he just needs to draw a land.
But the way it actually plays out, it would be way better for Daigle to have taken the hit.
Yeah.
Because he would be able to gain 4 on the way back. He's not doing anything with his mana otherwise.
O'Connor's showing another Pyrostatic
Play the pillar.
Yep, he's going to play Pillar now. Now that the board is finally clear, he'll play a Pyrostatic Pillar. There will be a response here from Jeremy, it appears. Looks like he has an Abrupt Decay in hand.
And if that pillar is on the battlefield, going off next turn becomes a lot more complicated.
And Daigle's going to take a look at his sideboard before deciding if this pillar is going to resolve. We'll take a look at Pyrostatic Pillar.
The Reclamation Sage is in the sideboard.
Okay.
It has not been brought in. So,
of course, as you know, Pillar was the precursor to Eidolon of the Great Revel.
yes, this is the inspiration for Eidolon right here.
Uncommon enchantment from Scourge. I'm sure most of our viewers are familiar with Eidolon of the Great Revel, but this came first.
All right, is Ryan going to go for it?
Doesn't look like yes. Here's Decay on the Pillar. He could have went for the win.
Yes, because if you Fire Blast, then what happens is that you get the extra prowess trigger. You get that extra point, and then it's lethal.
Cavern Harpy the draw. And Daigle dying for a 4th lander. He's got the win rolled up.
I think O'Connor should have gone for it last turn, because if he's tanking, he would force a will that thing if that was the card in hand. So he's probably looking at a removal spell.
Looks like 2 Recruiter of the Guards, 2 Allurans, and a Cavern Harpy. And he can't play anything. So go back over to O'Connor. He's finally drawn that 3rd land. He'll play an Arid Mesa. There's another copy of Power Static Pillar, which is a lot for Alluran to work through. There's an attack for 2 to bring Daigle down to 3. And with Fire Blast protection, seems like it's very hard for Jeremy to win, as he's picked up another Recruiter of the Guard. And he will extend the hand. Ryan O'Connor going to win this match here over Jeremy Daigle, 2-1. Burn is going to take care of Alluran, and for the Nugs, up to 5-1.